longer he goes without you, the more it hurts, styled in the voice and delivery of Steve Harvey. Let me tell you something. When a man walks away from a real one, when he steps back from something genuine, he thinks time gonna numb it. He thinks silence gonna save him. But see, time don't heal regret. It feeds it. You know what happens when he's out there thinking you're still the same woman. When he's banking on you waiting, checking your phone, holding on. He's comfortable. But the moment he realizes you done moved forward, that's when the pain hits. Because now, every day he don't call. Every day he don't text. Every day he stays quiet. He loses a little more of you. And you didn't break. You didn't fold. You didn't chase. You built yourself in the silence. You started glowing in places he ain't even see when he had you. Now you're out there becoming exactly what he prayed for. Too late to claim it. See, here's what men don't tell you. They feel that void. They just don't show it until it starts burning. And by the time they realize the value of what they had, you already too far gone. Not bitter, not angry, just healed. That's what hurts the most. He thought time would make him forget, but time reminded him of your loyalty, of your laugh, of how you had his back when he was still figuring out who he was, of the way you prayed for him when he didn't even pray for himself. Now he's sitting there, scrolling, lurking, wondering, how did I let her go? But let me tell you something. Queen man ain't hurting just because you left. He's hurting because you grew. He's hurting because you healed, and he didn't think you would. So now, every step you take toward your future without him, that's the sound of his silent screaming. But you ain't gotta prove nothing. Let your glow talk. Let your peace speak. Let your new chapter show him exactly what he fumbled. Because the truth is, the longer he stays gone, the louder your absence becomes. And eventually, even the strongest silence starts to echo. So don't chase, don't beg, don't wait. Let him feel every second of what he thought he could live without. The longer a man stays silent after losing a real one, the deeper the truth starts to settle in. Not because you're gone, but because you stayed gone. That's what he didn't expect. That's the part that messes with his mind. See, when a man walks away or lets you go, there's this little voice in the back of his head telling him it's temporary. He believes you'll circle back. He assumes your love had no boundaries. He counts on the history, the memories, the way you used to show up, even on the days he didn't deserve it. In his mind, you're not really gone. You're just giving him space-time, a moment to figure himself out. But what he doesn't realize is that real women evolve in silence. That silence he gave you. You didn't waste it crying, begging, or waiting for closure that was never coming. No, you used it as fuel. Fuel to grow, to heal, to rediscover the version of yourself that existed before he made you forget your worth. Every day he stays quiet. The fantasy he's clinging to, the idea that you'll always be an option, starts to fade. Because what he thought was a pause was really your rebirth. You stopped explaining your value and started embodying it. You stopped hoping he'd remember what he had and began building a life that no longer needed him in it. And that's what starts to sting. It's not your absence that hurts him, it's your evolution. It's realizing you're not sitting in that same emotional space he left you in. It's knowing that while he was banking on time keeping you stuck, You were turning that pain into power. Time has a funny way of flipping the script. In the beginning, he might feel free, relieved even. Out in the world, moving on like nothing happened. But time doesn't play favorites. The longer he goes without you, the louder the silence becomes. The jokes don't hit the same. The dates don't feel deep, the nights feel longer. The peace he thought he'd get, now it feels like punishment. He starts to scroll through old pictures. Listen to voicemails he never deleted. Remember the way you used to encourage him when nobody else believed. And that's when it hits. He lost more than just a woman. He lost someone who saw him when he couldn't even see himself. And what makes it worse, you ain't coming back. Not because you're bitter, but because you finally got better. You stopped accepting love that was inconsistent. You stopped romanticizing potential. You stopped breaking your own heart just to keep someone else comfortable. And now that you've tasted peace, you're no longer hungry for chaos. That's the part he never saw coming. Because deep down, he always thought you'd bend. He thought love would weaken you. But instead, it became the very thing that strengthened you. You didn't just move on, you elevated. And he's still trying to catch up to a version of you that no longer exists. The longer he stays silent, the more it turns into a loud reminder she's winning. She's not waiting. He starts to recognize your glow, not the outer one, but that inner light he once dimmed with his indecision. Now, it's blinding, and the pain he feels, it's not just loneliness, it's realization, it's regret. It's the echo of every chance he didn't take, every call he didn't make, every time he made you feel like you weren't enough when you were giving him everything. But by now, it's too late. You've rewritten the story. You've learned how to clap for yourself. You've loved yourself back to life. So let him feel that silence. Let him wrestle with the space you left behind. Because the truth is, the longer he stays quiet, the more that silence speaks volumes. And it doesn't speak of you being broken. That quiet he thought he wanted. That space he created. That silence he called peace. It didn't stay quiet for long. It turned into noise. Loud noise. Noise he couldn't silence. Noise that didn't come from the world, but from inside him. See, in the beginning, that silence feels like freedom. He thinks he's doing the right thing, taking time for himself. He convinces himself he needs space. He tells himself it's not about you, it's about him. He believes he'll find peace once he steps back. That everything will make more sense once he's on his own. But silence has a way of becoming the loudest teacher. At first, it feels light. No arguments. No expectations. No emotional accountability. He finally has the quiet he's been craving. But what he didn't realize was that quiet comes with a cost. Because when everything gets quiet, everything gets real. Now it's just him and his thoughts. No distractions. No one to blame. No woman in his corner reminding him of his worth. No soft place to land after a long day. Just stillness. And that stillness, it starts turning on him. The same peace he chased begins to feel unfamiliar. The freedom he thought he needed now feels heavy. It's like a storm without rain, just pressure. Something inside him begins to shift, and that silence becomes a mirror he never wanted to face. Suddenly, the noise begins, not outside, not in the world, inside. It's the sound of questions he can't answer. Why did I push her away? Why wasn't I ready? What if she never comes back? Who's she with now? Did she really mean it when she said she's done? Was I really that hard to love? Or was she just too good for me? And now he's spiraling because he's asking questions to a room that can't answer back. He's replaying memories like old songs, trying to find meaning in lyrics he ignored the first time. He's looking for you in people who don't even come close. He's hearing your voice in silence, not because you're there, but because he wishes you were. That silence, it's not peace anymore. It's punishment. It's full of what ifs, maybes, and I should have. And the worst part, he created it. He asked for the quiet. He walked into it like it was a vacation. But now, he can't escape the noise it brought with it. Because now the silence holds reminders. Reminders of the way you laughed when you were truly happy. Reminders of the way you'd look at him like he was more than enough, even when he wasn't giving you the same back. Reminders of the nights you stayed up listening to him vent about a world he didn't understand. And now that same world is all he's got left. The quiet he thought he wanted is now crowded with echoes of you, echoes of your encouragement, your love, your loyalty, your patience, your presence. And now, that noise, it's pain. Pain you don't even understand. It's not just heartbreak. It's not just loneliness. It's deeper. It's the ache of losing something pure and knowing you caused it. It's the sting of watching someone you took for granted become someone else's answered prayer. It's the emptiness of realizing she's not just gone, she's gone on. And that pain, he can't numb it, he can't outwork it. He can't drink it away, flirt it away, or pretend it don't exist. Because it wasn't just the woman he lost, it was the version of himself that only existed when you were around. The calm you brought, the stability, the sense of purpose. You weren't just a chapter in his life, you were the turning point. And now the book feels empty without you in it. So yeah, he thought he wanted quiet. But what he got was a storm made of every moment he didn't show up for you. Every time he dismissed your love, every word he left unspoken, every apology he never gave, every time he chose pride over partnership. And now that noise, it plays on loop every single day. So let him sit in it. Let him listen to the soundtrack of his own silence. Because the longer it plays, the more he'll realize while he's stuck in rewind, trying to replay what he lost, you're out there becoming everything he couldn't handle. Stronger, finer, wiser. And that's the part that stings the most. See, some men don't lose you in one big moment. They lose you little by little. With every broken promise, every missed opportunity to show up, every moment they made you question your worth. But they don't notice it while it's happening. They only feel the full weight of your absence after you stop showing up. At first, he's confident. He thinks time is on his side. He figures you'll cool off. Come back around, be the woman you've always been, patient, forgiving, always willing to try one more time. So he doesn't worry. He doesn't reflect. He just rewinds, replays the highlight reel in his head, the laughs, the love, the comfort. He keeps hitting, rewind, thinking he can step back into it whenever he's ready. But life doesn't work like that. You moved forward. And while he's still living in the past, still trying to find a version of you frozen in time, you've been out here building, growing, healing. You're not the same woman who cried over mixed signals and emotional immaturity. You're not the woman who begged him to choose you. That version of you doesn't live here anymore. Now, you've leveled up, not just in appearance, though your glow is different now. Your confidence walks into a room before you do. There's peace in your voice, not pain. You carry yourself like someone who finally learned the difference between being needed and being valued. But it's deeper than that. You've become emotionally stronger. You've started setting boundaries. You've learned that love doesn't mean sacrificing yourself. You've stopped shrinking to fit someone else's comfort zone. And the wisdom, it's all over you. In how you speak, how you walk away from nonsense, how you protect your peace. That kind of growth can't be undone. And that's what stings him the most. Not that you're gone, but that you grew, that you glowed up, that you learned how to love yourself harder than you ever loved him. He's stuck in rewind, thinking he can come back and pick up where things left off. But the story's changed. You're not who he remembers. And honestly, that scares him. Because deep down, he knows he couldn't handle the woman you're becoming. He couldn't handle your strength because it requires a man, not a boy. He couldn't handle your independence because it forces him to step up, not just show up. He couldn't handle your peace because it exposes his chaos. He couldn't handle your growth because he's still standing in the same spot where you left him. That's the part that hits different. Not that you left, but that you thrived after leaving. He expected you to be bitter, broken, maybe even waiting, but instead you bloomed. And now, he's watching from the sidelines, trying to figure out how the same woman he once made feel not enough has become more than he ever deserved. Trying to reconcile how the love he mishandled turned into a woman he can no longer access. Trying to wrap his mind around the fact that he was the one who didn't rise and you were the one who flew. And he'll keep rewinding, keep replaying, keep regretting, because you're no longer available at the level he left you at. You're operating from a higher